We recently discussed that Letecia Stauch's conviction has been overturned, and that's a really scary sentence, right?
Guys, where are you at?
We're at the beach.
In Hawaii, go.
I would never, ever hurt this child. And I know there's some questions out there about, okay, so tell me what happens. That's up to the investigations when they end up letting you guys know, but I've cooperated with them.
I've sat here for over a month having to listen to her sick lies, even as she tried to destroy who I was and Albert as a father. I've had to sit and listen and watch every reenactment of images no one wants left in their mind.
Your Honor, the price I pay each and every day for this resolve is to only get pieces and parts of my son.
Charge of murder in the first degree after deliberation. We, the jury, find the defendant Letecia Stauch guilty of count number 1, murder in the first degree after deliberation. With respect to count number 2, charge of murder in the first degree, child under 12 by a person in a position of trust. We, the jury, find the defendant Letecia Stauch guilty of count number 2, murder in the first degree, child under 12, position of trust. With respect to count number 3, charge of tampering with a deceased human body, we, the jury, find the defendant Letecia Stauch guilty of count number 3, tampering with a deceased human body. With respect to count number 4, charge of tampering with physical evidence, we, the jury, find the defendant Letecia Stauch guilty of count number 4, tampering with physical evidence. You have shown no remorse. I can, however, say without hesitation that the facts in this case are the most horrific I have ever seen. I remand you to the custody of the Colorado Department of Corrections for the remainder of your life with no possibility of parole.
If I ever hear her voice again, will be, way too soon. I don't want to hear that again.
Letecia Stauch's conviction has been overturned. When I first read that, I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean overturned? What does that mean? Is she free now? What? I don't understand. And it was based on a structural error by law because one of the jurors has a son-in-law that was the deputy district attorney for District Attorney Michael Allen's office. So that was so unfortunate. What a risk, right? And it was discussed during the voir dire of the jurors. There were questionnaires sent out. They had discussed it. They'd asked the juror a few questions, but man, to think that the whole conviction could be overturned because of that structural error is frightening, because Letecia is just about as guilty as you get, right? Now, if you don't know about the case, we're just going to read this article, which also goes over some of that, okay? So if you see stickers like this, it's from a members only stream. Thank you so much, Lawrence, for your support, and Casey as well. I really, really appreciate it. Now, Letecia Stauch case, retrial ordered after Colorado Court of Appeals reviews jurors' connection to prosecution. So my question was, shame. I wonder how Gannon's family has reacted to this. I wonder how the DA's office has reacted to this. I wonder what people's reactions are, because it's so devastating, right? I mean, imagine everyone having to go through that again. It's actually unimaginable, and I hope it doesn't happen. And there's a tiny, tiny bit of hope that it doesn't actually happen, okay? Because the district attorney's office is actually appealing that with the Supreme Court, like appealing the decision to overturn a conviction with the Supreme Court. But if they do that, I think the law will have to be changed or relooked at or whatever it is. We shall see, right? Okay, so Letecia Stauch, retrial ordered. So this is how it goes. El Paso County, Colorado, the woman who was found guilty by a jury in 2023 for killing her 11-year-old stepson, Gannon Stauch, had her convictions overturned after the Colorado Court of Appeals determined that a juror in the trial had a connection to the prosecutor's office. As a result, a retrial has been ordered, but the 4th Judicial District can ask, that's what I want to discuss with you, they can ask the Colorado Supreme Court to reverse the lower court's decision. Okay, so we'll pin that in our minds, and I'll keep you posted, because I really want to keep a close eye on this. If you don't know, and you didn't see the update that we've already done on when the news broke that her conviction was overturned, then I hope you check it out, because we discussed that. And there it was like, oh my goodness, if she has another trial, are we going to watch it together again? Yes, I'll cover it again. I just ask myself if there'll be cameras in the courtroom. Maybe they wouldn't want it that time around, you know what I mean? Debbie says, I love Judge Vanna. Honestly, don't see it as an error in my opinion. So let's go here. So it says the state appellate court issued their findings in Letecia Stauch's case on Thursday. The juror in question is considered biased, but it's by law, right? Due to the connection to the district attorney, the court ruled. Letecia Stauch is currently serving life in prison without the possibility, so LWOP, okay, without the possibility of parole. She was LWOP'd, okay, after she was previously convicted of killing Gannon Stauch and moving his body. She pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity, but a jury determined that she was sane when she stabbed Gannon Stauch 18 times. She hit him 4 times over the head and shot at him 3 times. It is complete overkill. The opinion released Thursday concluded a biased juror deliberated, and accordingly, Stauch's convictions must be reversed. It reads that the juror, during jury selection, indicated that his son-in-law worked as a deputy district attorney in the same office as El Paso County District Attorney Michael Allen. Allen was the lead prosecutor on Letecia Stauch's case. The juror was questioned further about if he had discussed the case with his son-in-law and if he might be influenced outside of the evidence presented in court. Based on his answers, the court did not dismiss the juror. The opinion reads, "Our Supreme Court has consistently recognized the type of error implicated here, a violation of the defendant's right to an unbiased jury, as so harmful that it warrants automatic reversal." The document continues. Oh my word, just look at her there. Wow. Al Stauch, Gannon's father, told Denver 7, here we go, family statements, okay, that he is truly torn about potentially needing to repeat this process, but his resolve has never been greater. Oh my goodness, didn't that just give you goosebumps? Shame. Like he's like, I don't know if I could go through this again, but I'm gonna. If I have to, I will. For Gannon, right? He said, the end result will be the same. And I agree. Do you also agree? Okay. And although we do not wish to journey this path again, we stand with those who will handle this case and believe wholeheartedly in their ability to finish this once and for all, his statement reads. Denver 7 then contacted the 4th Judicial District Attorney's Office about an interview on Thursday, and they sent the following statement. They said, today, this is a quote, "We learned of the appellate court's ruling in the Gannon Stauch murder case. The court's opinion is a disappointing result for this office, Gannon's family, and everyone who loves him. Still, we remain undeterred in our search for ultimate justice in this case. We will consult with the Attorney General's office about seeking review of today's decision in the Colorado Supreme Court. If necessary, we will be prepared to present the case to a new jury here in El Paso County." So let me know in the comments, do you think that she's going to get a new trial or not? At this point, I can't really say. I think it's likely based on the law that she will. But you never know what can be done in between, right? Because this is just absolutely devastating. It's such a horrific child murder case. To go through it all again, as in for Gannon's family, even for Letecia's daughter, for everybody, to go through all that again, wow. Okay, so it says the 4th Judicial District, this is important, has 42 days to file a petition for writ of certiorari. Did I say that right, huh? Any legal eagles in here? Certiorari with the Colorado Supreme Court, asking for their review of this case. Please, Supreme Court. I actually hope the Supreme Court can do something that there won't have to be another trial. It's not like an iffy case. Like, she is so guilty. I mean, I don't think anybody doubts what the outcome will be, right? So it says, what happens in that process will determine if and when a retrial is scheduled. Letecia Stauch's attorney, Eric Samler, said that he would be surprised if the higher court does not review the case next. Okay, so he would be surprised if the higher court does not review. So he's expecting them to review it, okay? Samler told Denver 7 his client will likely be retried. I don't even think they want it. You know what I mean? I don't think the defense attorneys want it either. They're like, wait, do we have to do that all again? Prosecutors and trial judges have long been aware of the law regarding juror qualifications, Samler said. Common sense tells us a prospective juror whose son-in-law works for the prosecuting attorney should be disqualified from service on a criminal jury. Now, the background is here. Okay, we've gone over the background of the case. I have a playlist for this case, Letecia Stauch trial. I actually have another playlist, which is Gannon Stauch's case. So you can find both of those. They will be linked in the description box for you and in the pinned comments, and you can catch up on the deep dives we've done. We watched the whole trial together, and it was, in fact, the very first trial that we watched together at Grizzly True Crime. Since then, we've watched 26 trials together. So, yeah, we've come a long way since then, hey? And this was actually a trial that was done by Zoom. Here they're mentioning Dr. Dorothy Lewis. Oh my, are we going to have to see Dr. Dorothy Lewis again? And the Billy Don't Go? Are we going to have to... Is her son going to be allowed in the stairwell again? I don't know. Are we going to have to hear Letecia Stauch's yada 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 calls again?
Also, how many times did you have to listen to those calls?
Oh my goodness, those calls, right? They were. I felt bad actually when we're in the middle of trial and we're playing those calls, because they're just so maddening to listen to, right? We had to listen to them way too many times, and you that screechy voice that she would use in those calls would just get on your last nerves. And but we had to get them ready for trial, so we were making sure that we were cutting out things that were inadmissible things of the video or of the calls. There wasn't too much of that, but yeah, way too many times. If I ever hear her voice again, will be way too soon. I don't want to hear that again.
All the stories about the Tiggy one, Iguardo, and everything else she made up. The cash belly lady. Wow. So yeah, she pleaded guilty by not guilty, by reason of insanity in February of 2022, claiming that she suffered from a psychotic break. Her defense lawyer told the court that his client had killed Gannon Stauch but was suffering from a major psychotic crack. I mean, none of that made any sense at the trial. They tried to bring it. I don't think it really went anywhere, right? So the jury rejected the claim of insanity and found Letecia Stauch guilty on all charges on May 8th of 2023. And this came after 5 weeks of testimony from law enforcement, mental health experts, and others. Do you remember Kevin Clark, the timeline guy? That timeline was absolutely epic.
What is the next search on February 28th, 2020?
7:44 p.m. How does the FBI find people, and people's misspelled P-E-O-O-P-L-E?
Did the defendant find out how the FBI finds people in this case?
Oh, she found out.
Kevin Clark said he's sick to his stomach. That's what he told me. He's sick to his stomach when he heard about Letecia Stauch's conviction being overturned. There was the sentencing, as we know. 2 days after the verdict and sentencing, Gannon's mother, Landon Bullard, welcomed Denver 7 inside of the short-term rental in Colorado Springs where she had stayed through the trial, and she said, "Today's a weird day. I still feel like a weight is lifted, but also feel some emptiness. I just guess it's peace and freedom that's kind of instilling inside me. Guilty is a word that I've been waiting to hear. It's a whole bunch of emotions all at once. But the main thing was finally after 3 years, which to me is way too long, finally my son has justice." I mean, that just breaks my heart to read that, because imagine her now being like, wait, we have to go through it all again. I haven't seen her, Gannon's mom, make any updated statements. I think she must be absolutely devastated, right? So thank you so much for following that update with me. I will keep you posted. Check the pinned comments, check the YouTube shorts and everything as well. And we shall see what happens, especially within, the 42 days. Please, Supreme Court, don't let her have another trial. Don't let her have anything. She went to Kansas. She was actually in prison in Colorado. She was then transferred to Kansas because she was such a troublemaker and playing victim in the prison all day long. And then they also didn't want her. She's sent back to Colorado. So she's currently in Colorado in prison there, serving her life without parole sentence, which actually now I think she might even be transferred to a jail to wait for a new trial. Not yet. Everything's on pause right now while they sort this issue out, right? And decide what's going to happen. But yeah, that's that update.
If you had one message for how we, the public, can honor Gannon's memory, what would that be?
I would say, we've all seen the picture of Gannon, different pictures actually of Gannon smiling. I think it's that. He was just an innocent kid, and those pictures capture that perfectly. He didn't deserve this at all. We all know that. he deserves so much more out of the defendant who was supposed to be protecting and caring for him. We showed that video of sort of that audio video recording where she's manipulating him and he's crying and talking about his burns.
Gannon, I promise this is the last time I'm going to ask you. I'm just freaked out, okay? Are you sure you didn't do it on purpose?
He did it.
Okay, you promise. You promise. On purpose. Pinky promise.
Pinky.
Okay, all right. So listen. We're gonna have to sell stuff to fix it. Okay. So we figure out what we gotta sell. We can sell the sofa. We can sell whatever, cause we gotta get it fixed. So, lady, don't be mad at us and kick us out of the house. Okay. You got it. You got it.
I'm just worried about my bird.
Okay. Shh. Listen. So tomorrow.
We had another video that we didn't actually play. That was very similar to that. It was taken some time before, but it's very similar where she's manipulating him and he's crying on the video and she's talking bad about Al and Landon, and he deserves so much more in life, and he certainly deserves our dignity and respect that we can give him in death too, and honoring his memory and remembering that smile that he had and the personality that, I obviously didn't know him in life, but I feel like I do. And we owe that to him.
What he didn't know, unfortunately, he couldn't see into her heart.